Why are we here? What's the purpose of our existence? These are questions that have haunted humanity since the dawn of consciousness, sparking philosophical debates and existential musings. One such philosophical perspective is nihilism, a belief that life, in its essence, is devoid of any inherent meaning. Imagine, if you will, life as an ephemeral performance, a brief strut across the stage of existence, leaving no lasting mark. This is the nihilistic view, one that can cast a shadow over our daily lives, relationships, and the pursuit of self-growth. Nihilists, inspired by the works of philosophers like Nietzsche, often declare life's inherent meaninglessness. They argue that we are but cosmic dust, transient beings in an indifferent universe. If this is so, they ask, why bother forging relationships or pursuing self-improvement? After all, everything we cherish, everything we strive for, will eventually fade away. This worldview doesn't make it easier to navigate through the disheartening events in our world today. Climate change, political upheavals, social inequalities. These contemporary challenges can make it even more difficult to find a reason to press on. This perspective can make every endeavor, every struggle, every triumph seem pointless. But what if we told you there's a different way to look at nihilism? A brighter perspective that doesn't leave us in despair, but offers liberation instead. This is the concept of optimistic nihilism, a philosophy that suggests the lack of inherent meaning in the universe is, in fact, a source of boundless freedom. The idea is that our inconsequential nature amidst the vastness of the universe, rather than being disheartening, can provide us with a sense of liberation. It's akin to the sensation evoked by witnessing nature's wonders or pondering the sheer improbability of our existence. While nihilists argue that life lacks purpose, optimistic nihilism emphasizes that this void offers us the opportunity to imbue life with our own meaning. There's no preordained path, no cosmic mandate. It's up to us to create our own purpose, our own significance. If life is indeed meaningless, is there a reason to continue striving? Well, the answer might be more liberating than you think. We'll explore this further in the next scene, so stay tuned. Yet, amidst this seeming hopelessness, a brighter perspective arises: optimistic nihilism. This perspective proposes a liberating notion. The lack of inherent meaning in life is not a cause for despair, but rather a source of freedom. It's like gazing at the immensity of the universe and realizing with a jolt our insignificance within its vastness. Instead of being distressing, this realization holds a strange comfort. It tells us that there are no predefined paths, no cosmic mandates to follow. In this boundless cosmos, we are autonomous. We can choose our own direction, imbue our lives with meanings of our own making. Just as an artist stares at a blank canvas, not with dread, but with excitement for the possibilities it holds, we too can approach our lives. We can paint our own narratives, splash vibrant colors of joy, love, and curiosity, etching dark shades of sorrow and struggle, and in doing so create a masterpiece unique to us. The philosophy of optimistic nihilism offers a refreshing departure from the common nihilistic belief that life is devoid of purpose. Instead, it emphasizes that this very void is liberating. It gives us the freedom to be the architects of our own lives, to build towers of ambition or quiet cottages of contentment, to design landscapes of love or solitary mountains of self-discovery. This perspective encourages us to live authentically, to be true to ourselves, to honor our desires, dreams, and values. It urges us to make choices that resonate with our unique sense of self, not dictated by societal expectations or cosmic dictates. It allows us to find joy in our own way, in our own terms, whether that's in the silence of a book-filled room, the thrill of a bustling city, or the tranquility of a starlit night. So, in this grand cosmic dance, we are not mere puppets pulled by the strings of fate. We are dancers, free to twirl, leap, and sway to the rhythm of our hearts. We are not mere spectators in the theater of existence, but playwrights, writing our own scripts, directing our own plays. In the vastness of the universe, we are free to define our own purpose. We can choose to see life's inherent lack of meaning not as a curse, but as a blessing, a blank canvas, a dance floor, a stage, waiting for us to make our mark. Scene script. Friedrich Nietzsche and Jean-Paul Sartre, renowned philosophers, have shared insightful thoughts on this matter. Nietzsche, a prominent figure of 19th century philosophy, raised concerns about a society moving away from religion. He saw a potential crisis, a world adrift without the anchoring presence of religious guidance. For Nietzsche, Humans are inherently seekers, always on a quest for meaning. With the Church's influence diminishing, he envisaged a time when we would turn inwards, becoming our own moral compasses. He believed that we would be the ones to fill the void left by the absence of divine authority, crafting our own ethical frameworks, and imbuing our existence with purpose. Now let's shift our focus to Jean-Paul Sartre, a key figure in existentialist philosophy. Sartre, building on Nietzsche's insights, argued that although life lacks an inherent purpose, it is entirely within our control. We are the authors of our own narratives, the architects of our destinies. Yet this notion of autonomy, this unrestricted freedom, comes with its share of responsibility. How do we steer the ship of our lives without an external compass? How do we ensure that our choices are beneficial, not just for ourselves, but also for the world around us? Both Nietzsche and Sartre's philosophies emphasize the power and autonomy of the individual. They suggest that in the absence of inherent meaning or divine authority, we become the creators of our own purpose. However, this freedom isn't without its costs, as Sartre points out. With the freedom to determine our path comes the responsibility to make wise and ethical decisions. These philosophical musings remind us that, while life may appear void of inherent meaning, we possess the power to infuse it with purpose. We are the masters of our destinies, capable of navigating the vast waters of existence. Yet, we must remember that with this autonomy comes the weight of responsibility. The power to navigate life lies within us, but with it comes a weighty responsibility. The quest for significance can become a heavy burden. This statement rings true for many of us, doesn't it? In our pursuit of purpose, we often find ourselves trapped within the confines of self-imposed narratives. These tales we weave, stories of our achievements, our relationships, our dreams, they have a weight all their own. They set the bar high, often too high, leading us down a path of anxiety and self-doubt. It's a peculiar paradox. On one hand, we yearn to matter. We crave meaning, a sense of importance in the grand scheme of things. On the other, we live in a universe that, in its vastness, seems utterly indifferent to our existence. It's a tension that hangs heavy in the air, a constant tug-of-war between our desire for significance and the stark reality of our cosmic insignificance. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if this tension, this weight of significance, is not an existential crisis, but rather a call to freedom? A call to break free from the shackles of our self-imposed narratives, to embrace the liberating truth of our insignificance. Yes, it's disconcerting, the idea that we're merely a speck of cosmic dust in an indifferent universe, but it's also empowering. It frees us from the pressure of having to matter, of having to make a lasting mark on the universe. It allows us to shed the weight of significance, to strip away the layers of expectations and standards we've wrapped around ourselves. In this light, our achievements, our relationships, our experiences, they're not insignificant. Quite the contrary. They're precious, they're unique, they're ours. And in a universe that's indifferent to our existence, these moments of joy, of love, of triumph, they shine all the brighter. They remind us that we're alive, that we're here, that we matter, if only to ourselves. In a universe that's indifferent to our existence, where does that leave us? Perhaps it leaves us exactly where we need to be, free to create our own meaning, free to savor the fleeting moments of our existence, free to be, in all our insignificance, truly significant. Could surrendering to the void be the answer? A question that may sound grim, but in essence, it's an invitation to embrace the philosophy of optimistic nihilism. It's about unshackling ourselves from the chains of imposed significance and expectations. It's about liberating from the burden of seeking meaning where there is none. In this vast cosmic theater, we're but transient players, and our acts, no matter how grand, are fleeting. This realization, instead of inducing despair, can lift the pressures of existence. It's akin to an existential sigh of relief, a liberation from the heaviness of life's self-imposed narratives. This philosophy, however, doesn't advocate for apathy or resignation. Rather, it encourages us to cherish the transient nature of our existence. It invites us to savor life's fleeting joys, the warmth of a shared laugh, the delicate dance of sunlight on water, the soft whisper of autumn leaves underfoot. These moments, though seemingly insignificant against the backdrop of the universe, become all the more precious. They are our own, personal, ephemeral symphonies in the grand cosmic silence. This perspective grants us the freedom to craft our own meaning, to find joy in the mundane, to celebrate the ordinary. It urges us to appreciate the simplicity of existence, to realize that our lives, though tiny blips in the cosmic timeline, are beautiful in their transience. It's not about denying the hardships of life, but about acknowledging them and continuing to seek joy amidst them. It's about finding beauty, not despite the void, but within it. Embracing this philosophy is not about succumbing to despair, but about finding liberation in the vastness of the cosmos. It's about finding comfort in our smallness, and in doing so, finding an immense freedom. In the end, surrendering to the void might reveal a luminous emptiness, guiding us towards a life savored in its every fleeting moment. A life unburdened by existential dread, a life where every moment is a celebration of existence, a life lived fully amidst the grand cosmic indifference.